I made a bit of a mistake this morning. I trusted the weather report. It's supposed to be warm, but it's not. It's absolutely freezing. And it started raining, because why wouldn't it? So I thought it's about time I were to do a little channel update, an update on me, update on the bike, because I haven't done one for a while. And obviously it's a weekend, it's quite busy, and I've picked a busy spot right next to a road. So there's going to be cars and motorbikes flying past. Hello. So we're in the midst of one of the wettest years on record. I think it's the 8th wettest so far. So that's why there hasn't been a whole lot of videos. In fact, I'd planned to do this sort of catch-up video back in February at the start of the year to sort of talk about what I'd done to the bike and what the plans were, but it's just been pretty much non-stop rain since last October. So there's just really not been a vast amount of chances to get out and make videos. So I thought what I'd do for this video is do a quick update on what I've replaced on the bike and changed, just because people ask me questions about it and asking why I've changed them. So one of the most noticeable things on the bike is that I've put the original mudguards back on. I have to admit, I'm of a similar mind to Mr. Darcy and the old man, that proper mudguards are a good thing. And the ones that I had on there from Motone Customs were very nice, but they were a bit fashionable in that they were a bit short, and the bike was just getting covered in all sorts of dirt and muck, and it just, for the health of the bike, it just wasn't a good idea to keep them on. So I've plonked the originals back on, and even then, the originals aren't actually long enough. So one of the things I get asked quite a lot about is what's the little plastic extension I've got on the front mudguard, and that is from Pyramid Plastics. It's called a Fenda Extenda. Terrible name, but it does a really good job. It just adds a little bit of extra length, which is keeping pretty much all of the rain and muck out of the radiator, which is exactly what I wanted. So I very, very much recommend getting one of those. If you've got a T120 and you ride it in wet weather, 100% get the Fender Extender. It's a great addition. What I would say is, if you can bring yourself to do it, drill the holes through your mudguard and attach the Fender Extender with the little plastic rivets, because I tried the sticky bits and it didn't really hold it on very well, and I almost lost it on the road, which, you know, they're not mega expensive, but I mean, there's no point buying something if it's just going to fall off. So I'd recommend using the little rivets. You won't regret putting it on your bike. They're very practical, and you don't really notice it either once it's on, at least in the UK. If you live somewhere where it doesn't rain very much, don't bother. So for similar reasons, I changed the chain guard back to a Triumph OEM one, although it's the chrome one, which is very nice. The Motone one, again, it looked very nice, but it was just, chain oil was flicking everywhere on it, and this one probably does a slightly better job of keeping that chain oil from going all over my bags, all over my seat. So that's why that's back on there, and it looks just as nice. It's not a, you know, it's not a bad looking piece of kit. I've had quite a lot of people ask me about why I've changed the black and white number plate to a black and yellow one. The risk of getting pulled by the police, it was just stressing me out a little bit on a ride, you know, having to make sure that I don't get, you know, in front of a police car, just on the off chance that I catch a bobby on a bad day and he decides to, you know, teach me a lesson. So I thought, although the one on the back, it still isn't strictly speaking legal, it's less likely to grab the attention of the plod, and that's a massive B. And I just thought, you know, if I was out on a day and I was really far away from home and I'd spent a whole day filming, or I was midway through filming something and I got pulled by the plod, it would kind of ruin a day's video for something that actually, when I'm riding the bike, I can't see it. You know, it's everybody behind me whose eyes are being offended by the big yellow number plate. So yeah, that was just an exercise in just feeling a little bit less conscious of getting pulled by the police for something silly that I don't need to have on the bike. The indicators, the bullet indicators from Motone, are somehow, they're still hanging in there. I've no idea how they're still going. They're basically just mush on the inside, but they look really good. I'm going to investigate the possibilities of, I don't know how I'm going to do it because I'm not good with electrics, but I might try and see if I can change them to LED lights inside, because I really like the shape of the lights. I think they suit the bike brilliantly. It's just the electronics that are inside it, they have over a few years just turned to mush. It's like I say, it's incredible that they're actually still working to me. That's amazing. I've added a chain oil. So thank you, Uncle, for showing me that on your Instagram feed. Although you didn't directly show it to me, I just saw it on your feed and decided that was a great idea. So that's really useful. I don't think it's a solution for all time, but for example, when I rode down to London the other day, it was really good just after every time I put petrol in the bike, just to give the little knob thing at the top a twist, and then that just lets out little drops of oil onto the chain as it goes, and you can definitely feel the difference when the oil starts going onto the chain. So I think for longer trips, that's a really good investment and things to put on the bike, and it doesn't stand out, it doesn't look silly. Yeah, it's a good bit of kit that I'd recommend getting one of those for your bike if you ride all year round. Oh, I should actually address this, because one of the things that people have mentioned to me, sometimes in quite sort of condescending tones, the fact that in one of the videos I put about having the bike for 20,000 miles, I said that I'd been through 11 pairs of tyres, and some people seemed a bit gobsmacked at that. Let me explain. So when I bought the bike, it had the original Pirelli Phantoms on, which were outright dangerous tyres. I did not like them one bit. So I changed those tyres almost as soon as I bought the bike. So there's two. After that, I got the Pirelli MTO something or others, which were fantastic. They were really, really good tyres. They looked great. They gripped in all kinds of weather. They had fantastic grip. But they lasted, I think the most I got out of one was like 3,000 miles, and I do about 10,000 miles a year. So over the space of about a year and a half, I went through 5 of those, which was 2 fronts in 3 years. So there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really decided I couldn't afford to keep replacing tyres that often. I went for the Avon Spirit STs, which are brilliant, absolutely brilliant tyres. They lasted forever, they gripped everything. I would 100% recommend those tyres to anybody. But I realised that because I go camping, the sort of last sort of 2% of any ride sometimes is on a bit of gravel or a bit of grass, and I wanted something that was a little bit knobbly. Not too much, just a little bit. And so I changed the Spirit STs early for the Avon Trail Riders, which so far have been great. So that's the Spirit STs, that's another 2. And then these 2, the Trail Riders, so that's 11 tyres in 20,000 miles, which I don't think is that bad, really. Apart from the Pirellis that were made out of Swiss cheese. Other than that though, I think that's fine. So, you know, stop the criticisms. I don't ride like a maniac. I'm just finding the tyres that I like. Because you don't forget, I haven't been riding that long, so I'm still trying to find the things that I get on with. Oh, my rear parcel rack, which when I put it on, absolutely hated the look of it, but it was a practical decision to put that on the bike. So my parcel rack, it's the one from Triumph that you get that has a rear backrest on it, but I just took the rear backrest off. And the reason I did that is because I wanted a flat shelf to put the bags on. But when you have the grab rail, and well, the one that comes with the grab rail, which is the most common, the grab rail kind of sticks up beyond the lip of the seat and the thing in it just creates a weird bump. And I didn't really want that, because quite often obviously I pack the 2 bags next to each other on the back of the bike. So I decided that actually I didn't want that, and this is a much better solution. So I swapped my phone mount from I can't remember what it's called now, the old one, to Quad Lock. And the reason I originally did that is Quad Lock gave me one for free, and I was supposed to do a review on it, which I'm kind of going to do now, although it's horrendously late. The reason why I didn't do it straight away, and actually I'll get to that in a second. So there's nothing wrong with the original one. I really liked it, it was fine. The only problem is the connection point for where you plug your cable into the wireless charger isn't particularly waterproof. And I had 3 occasions when riding in the rain where the USB socket blew, and I'm putting that down to water getting into the connection point. So that was a bit annoying. And then when Quad Lock offered me one for free, I thought I'll give that a go and see what that's like. Very first time I fitted the Quad Lock to my bike, it gripped the case so tightly onto it I could not remove it, and it took a lot of effort, and pretty much to the point of just deciding I'm going to have to break this to get the phone off it. And now it only works in one direction because the plastic mounting part's a bit mangled. I don't know whether that's like something that I did, or whether I got one that was a bit dodgy. I don't know. I have read on some forums some people have had the same experience. Anyway, other than that, it is actually really waterproof, so that's the reason why I've kept it on the bike, because I haven't had any USB sockets blow since fitting it, and you know, it works just as well as the other one. It charges my phone, it's not breaking my phone. So would I recommend Quad Lock? Yes, I would. I'd just be careful when you install it, because the prospect of breaking it is there, at least because I managed it. So another new thing for this year is I've switched my cameras up. I'm in the midst of selling off my GoPros so I can buy another Ace Pro, because I genuinely like it. I like it as a camera. Insta did give me one for free to do the original review, which if you could watch would be amazing because it's my worst performing video. But I actually really like it as a camera, so much so that I'm selling my GoPros so that I can fund another Ace Pro for making my videos with. That's how much I like it. What are these? That is a great sounding bike. What is that? Oh, here we go. That sounds awesome. Don't know what those were, but they were very loud. The things about it that I really like that you just can't get with the GoPro is the low light ability is brilliant. I love the ease of getting the camera on and off, which for me, swapping the camera around is different places is an absolute godsend because I don't have to deal with the little screws anymore. Really good. I really like them, and I just happen to like the quality of the video footage. It has a nice feel to it, and it matches my Fuji off-bike camera very well. So I'm all in with that. So at this moment I hadn't realised that the camera had turned itself off, so I spent the next 10 minutes just talking to myself, but I was almost finished anyway. So just to quickly recap, the two other things that are different on the bike this year is with the rear mudguard going on, I also refitted the original rear light, the big jelly bean looking thing, which I actually prefer. I think it's a little bit safer that the light properly lights up whenever you press the brakes. And also the front gaiters went back on to the front forks, because again, just with everything else that I've done with the bike, the idea is just to try and keep it a little bit better protected in this infernal wet weather we keep having. So that's it for this video. Hopefully normal videos are going to resume quite soon. The weather seems to be turning a little bit drier, but we'll find out in the next few weeks, and hopefully there'll be some more videos, some normal videos coming, so hopefully you'll stick around for those. And that's it for me. Bye bye.